Hansel and Gretel. Once upon a time there lived two children called Hansel and Gretel. They lived with their father and stepmother in a house in the woods. Their father was a woodcutter. The woodcutter was very poor. He could no longer provide food for his family. One night, his wife suggests that they take the children into the forest and leave them there. Hansel and Gretel overheard what their stepmother had said. They were very, very sad. Hansel crept outside and found some white pebbles. They shone brightly in the moonlight. He filled his pocket with the pebbles and crept back inside the house. The next morning, they all went for a walk in the forest. As they walked, Hansel dropped the pebbles along the path. They went further and further into the forest. Hansel and Gretel grew tired, so the woodcutter made a fire and told them to rest here. "You can sleep here and take a rest, dear." When they awake, they were all alone. But Hansel's plan had worked. They could follow the stone all the way home back. When they arrived home, the woodcutter was overjoyed. However, the stepmother was very cross. Later that night, she told the woodcutter that he must get rid of the children again. "You must make them go away." The next day, the stepmother gave Hansel and Gretel two slices of bread for their breakfast. They set out into the forest again. This time they walked a lot further into the heart of the forest. As they walked along, Hansel dropped breadcrumbs along the path. When the children were tired, the woodcutter told them to gather wood so he could build them a fire. He told them to rest by the fire, and once again they fell asleep. When they awake, they found out themselves alone again. Oh. Hansel was not worried. He told Gretel about the breadcrumb. But when they looked along the path, they found they had been eaten by the bird and animal in the forest. Oh no! Hansel and Gretel walked and walked through the forest. Eventually, they came across an amazing house. It was made of gingerbread and decorated with sweet icing and lollipops. Hansel and Gretel began to eat the sweet. Then, all of suddenly, an old woman came out of the gingerbread house. She invited them both inside. "Come inside." But once the children were inside, they found out that the old woman was very cruel. She locked Hansel in the cage. She wanted to fatten him and to eat him. One day, the old woman showed Gretel the oven where she was going to cook Hansel. Oh no! Gretel decided to trick the old woman. She told her that Hansel was too big to fit into the oven. The old woman leaned forward to take a closer look. Gretel pushed her straight into the oven. Whoosh! Next, Gretel found the key in the cage and unlocked it so that Hansel could get up. They were overjoyed. Yay! Before leaving, Hansel and Gretel had a look around at the ginger house. They found a chest full of gold coin. They decided to bring the chest home with them. Woohoo! After a long walk through the forest, Hansel and Gretel eventually found a path they recognized. They ran excitedly along the path and finally saw their home in the distance. There outside the cottage was their father. Their stepmother had died. Now they have enough rich to last them a lifetime, and they would never be hungry again. The three of them lived happily ever after. The end.